Why are we? I think is a really important question. What do we believe in? What motivates us to do what we do? I think a lot of different groups, a lot of organizations, a lot of different people talk about what they do, and oftentimes, but less often how they do it. And I think it's even more important for us in an organization to understand why we do what we do, and then how we do it, and what we do will just flow naturally out of that river of vision and inspiration. And SCHAP is an organization standing for Sustainable Comprehensive Humanitarian Assistance and Planning. It exists, it was founded, it was created to be able to be, in some senses, a beacon to the world. It was created to be able to show that we can focus our effort as capable and talented and organized and determined and passionate individuals to be able to come up with solutions to effectively and dynamically and efficiently help to be able to improve the quality of people's lives that are suffering from extreme poverty and rural conditions in the same type of way that hundreds of thousands of scientists came together in the Manhattan Project to be able to work on the atomic project. I mean, you had just the greatest brains that came together, and they were so organized and they were so intelligent and they were so motivated that they came up with it. Now, not to talk about the project or dwell or the result or dwell on that, but the process, I think, was just brilliant and to be respected. And we have a lot of organizations that are doing a lot of wonderful things in this world today. And I respect and I admire and I'm in awe of many of the organizations and the things they're doing. There's a lot of great intentions out there in the, you might call it the philanthropic industry, or the people that are involved with development and empowerment methods and ideologies. However, I decided that in order to be able to achieve our ultimate objective, that was going to be something that we could completely decide our own destiny, like the American colonists who decided that they had to create their own country in order to be able to come up with a legal and a governing system that they felt was perfect. I felt like we had to be able to create an organization and start from scratch that would be able to, in certain senses, seek towards perfection and be able to do the things that need to be done. Now, we are a very young organization, we're a very small organization, but this organization will fill the world, and this organization will be able to continue to grow, and the momentum will never fade. And we are doing what we're doing because we're going to be directly involved with creating, not necessarily the project. Not all of our hands are going to be in the soil in these different countries all over the world. But by doing the research and by coming together and carrying out the projects and leading by example and documenting what we do and bringing our media capacity of our generation to be able to deal with the complex issues of rural poverty development, and to be able to use the videos and use the social media to be able to teach people how things are done and teach people what the real issues are and teach people what the real solutions are, and to be able to come up with practical training modules so that people can get online and they can learn exactly how to do things, and that we can be involved in empowering the thousands and thousands and thousands of people that want to get involved in humanitarian development work but don't know how to, don't know where to get started, don't know who they can trust. And to be able to put that out there, that is going to allow us as an organization to have a substantial impact in the world and to be involved in hundreds of thousands of people and what they're doing, and ultimately millions of recipients of those projects. And that's why we're here, and that's why we're doing what we're doing. The word development is a really, really interesting word, and I've been thinking a lot about that lately, and some of you teammates know that. And when we do community development projects, what does that mean? And development is a word, and I think like at the very onset we think of the development might mean something like putting up a shopping mall in an area that was quote unquote undeveloped, or by bringing them certain things to make some people more sophisticated or civilized, or to be able to take a business and develop it and let it make more money and more profit and these types of things. And these are all what development means in different contexts. But when we use the word development in this organization, and when we use the word development in the things that we're so passionate about, and we're seeking to be able to develop the communities we work with and be involved in rural development projects and comprehensive rural development projects, that word development to us means the expansion of freedom. And it means that through the initiatives that we're involved with, we're making certain things available, we're developing those things so that people can have the freedom to be able to partake in things that many of us take such for granted. And to be able to give people the freedom to have a choice, to be able to drink clean drinking water, and to give people the freedom to have a choice to be able to plant and harvest crops in the most effective way, to give people a choice to be empowered with the knowledge and the skills and the tools to be able to keep their community in a sanitary type of manner, thereby eliminating a lot of the diseases and pathogens that ultimately prove lethal for many of their children, and to give them a choice, to give them that freedom to be able to have that opportunity based on the knowledge and the training that SCHAP was able to provide them. To give people a choice that if they want to connect to somebody in the world, in another part of the world through email or something like that, that they've got a computer that's available, that they've got electricity, they've got the internet, that they've been taught how to be able to use it. And even at a more rudimentary level, if somebody wants to read a book, to be able to have the choice that there's books available, that they've created a library, that there's that access. And so when we talk about development, I want all of us to understand exactly what that means. And that means the expansion of freedom. And in that sense, I think that we and the patriots that ultimately established this country in the first place have a lot in common. And I want us to be able to know that that's who we are, and that while the people that have gone before us have done a lot to be able to establish and reinforce our freedoms that we enjoy and often take for granted, that it allows us to be able to have the capacity and have the possession and have the skills and talents so that we can focus our time and energy on helping other people to expand those freedoms themselves. And I think that's really our right and our duty as Americans.